Hi, and welcome to Hams Radio. I am Hams. Whether you are a new or returning viewer, I just wanted to say thank you for your support. I really do appreciate it. If you end up enjoying this video, please like the video if you can. It does help me as I'm trying to grow and trying to reach more people. If you are new to my channel is all about finding a life after trauma. I will be showing the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to my healing journey. If that sounds like something that would add any kind of positivity or positive change to your own journey, to your own life, I encourage you to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell so you don't miss out on what I'm doing over here. Um, if you can see right now, I am at a cemetery, and this may have been triggered by my great grandma passed away last week, and so maybe it's just kind of getting me to think about death and everything. But um, so I just wanted to kind of appreciate the lives that are no longer here. I don't really know what I was doing when I came here. I'm following what I think I need to be following. And when I was on my walk this morning, I saw a sign for cemetery. And then I remembered something I read about, I think it's one of the Buddhist videos I was watching or something. Or, yeah, one of the Buddhist monks I was watching. I watched a few of his videos. He said something about meditating on death or meditating on bones or something like that. I don't remember exactly what he had said. So I was just curious. I remember feeling like, oh, that's interesting. I'd like to kind of learn more about that. So when I saw the cemetery and those thoughts went through my head, I figured I would kind of follow what was in my head, and it felt like the right move for me. So I ended up walking to the cemetery right here, and I don't know, just gonna see what happens. So I started, and I started looking at the tombstones and the names and the dates and the ages, and it was very comforting to see. There were quite a few people who had hit 100 or hit like 102, and my great grandma was 102, 103, something like that when she passed. A couple years at least over 100. And so it was very comforting. And then I saw, a good amount in the 90s and in the 80s, and then I'd see some in the 70s and 60s and 50s. But I started seeing people who had died in their 40s, like their early 40s. I saw 42. I saw a wife and mother who died when she was 40. Um, and then I started seeing the younger ages. I saw a guy who was 30. Saw a guy who was 26. Another guy who was 20, and a 17-year-old girl, a 16-year-old girl, a 14-year-old girl. The youngest I saw was 6 months. That one kind of was the hardest. And I feel like part of me just felt a little bit with the parents who feel. I'm not saying that I can relate, saying I had this overwhelming sense of grief come over me. Um, and it was pretty strong. So, I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's given me, I don't know, I feel better after doing this. I definitely feel better. Feel more, I guess, connected with everything, connected with everything. Oh no, I just wanted to share that. It's appreciating death appreciating life. I don't know. It's just something I've been trying to do, or not appreciate it, but not even understand it more. Just because I think I realized like a week or two ago, it was a couple. Let's see, I don't know what day it is today. It was a few days ago. I realized death didn't scare me anymore. Death didn't scare me anymore. Like the thought of dying didn't scare me anymore because when I think about dying, it feels different now. I feel hopeful. Like I saw the word salvation written down the other day, and for the first time, I wasn't confused or angry or unsure or scared. I was hopeful, and I knew that death wasn't going to be the end. If that makes sense. And I know I'm using a lot of Christianity terms. I was raised Christian, but I don't know if I necessarily would say I'm Christian. I'm using the lingo, yes, because that is the lingo I know. But I don't know. I feel better. I had one other thing I wanted to say, and I was about there when I went on my little detour. It's very pretty out here, though. It's just, I don't know, nice. I saw a guy arrive earlier, and I saw him go to a grave and spend some time there. He cut some roses for one, and then he went across the street, cut some more roses, and then he sat on the bench in front of the second graveyard or the tombstone. Um, One was I ended up going over there because I was curious. I don't know if that was an invasion of something, but curiosity got the better of me. Um, One was his wife, and the other was his mother-in-law. He lost them both in 2020. It was just about the anniversary right now. 2 days ago was the anniversary for his wife. And as he was leaving, I could tell that he was crying and he was wiping liquid off of his face. And I just wondered if I'd come across this guy 2 days ago, yesterday, today, and he had inconvenienced me. Had I gone off on him or been inconsiderate? He was already in a very delicate position, anniversary of losing his wife, and so then I start to wonder, not wonder, but it reinforces my ability, or I guess my belief in giving people the space behind them for a backstory. Um, I wouldn't have known had I met this man in a grocery store. I wouldn't have known he just lost his wife 2 years ago. I wouldn't have known that. But if I give the possibility of the trauma everyone's carrying inside of them, the wounds they're carrying inside of them, and they have not healed yet, if I can consider that they have these wounds they may not even know they have, and they may not even know they're reacting out of, and they're acting and reacting because of these wounds. They don't even know they're there. Um, so that's why I think it's important to give everybody the space to be dealing with their own trauma, and and use a little bit more compassion when you're dealing with people. Just just something that crossed my mind today. I am okay. I'm not losing it or anything in case anybody was worried. But it's just I'm just right now I'm just meditating on death, meditating on what death means or what death is, or and death really doesn't scare me anymore. It really doesn't. So yeah, so when I saw the word salvation, it was a very different feeling. I feel hopeful for after death because now I don't think death is the end. I think death is just the end of what we know as our physical form. Um, which religion got it right? No idea. But all I do know is the feeling of spirituality and the feeling of whatever you want to call it inside me, the inner Buddha, the Holy Ghost, whatever you want to call it. Um, it just feels like I'm doing what I need to be doing as a human, as me, and it's the best I can do. It's the best I can do, and I don't think any one religion's got it right. I think religion religion are dealt with, people are in religion, and so there's gonna, I look at it as there's gonna be some kind of taint to, humans tainted it. And I just know when I was going to church growing up, I just knew it wasn't going through the motions like I was doing. I was just going through the motions. So I knew that wasn't it. I didn't feel different. I didn't, when they prayed, open our hearts and open our minds, I didn't know what that means. Now I do because my heart's been opened, my mind has been opened. But they say similar things. Jesus will say similar things that Buddha have said, or whatnot. I can't think of anything, but the book I'm reading will grab a couple of things that either Buddha or Jesus or both of them have said and kind of say, look, they both said pretty much the same thing. So I'm just, I don't know, I'm, again, just letting the backstory be there, and whatever the backstory ends up being, I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. No one's sure of anything, I don't think, to some degree. I'm not 100% sure, but this is the best I've got. This is the best I'm feeling. This is, I've never felt better. I've never felt kinder. I've never felt more compassionate. I have never felt like a better human being. So I don't see how this could be wrong. I just don't see how it could be wrong. But I could be wrong. So cool. That is all I have for today. Thank you for joining. Again, if you can like the video, that will help me and help me reach more people. And yeah, that's it. Until next time. Bye.